Welcome back to Portland Supply. Make sure all my levels are up. Yep, looking good. Okay, welcome back to Portland Supply. We are day 3 out of 4. It's 7th inning, I guess. I don't do math very fast in my head. We are talking to a great number of the brands who are presenting at Portland Supply, which is our online trade show powered by the Open on Candid platform in partnership with A&O Portland, division of Prosper Portland, as well as Portland Made and Mercatus PDX. This half hour, we're going to be talking to a number of brands in the A&O space, which is athletic and outdoor, something that our region does very well. We're kind of known for it, no big deal. And yeah, again, this is a virtual trade show designed to fill the void being left by New York Now and Shop Object and all those other shows that are canceled, postponed indefinitely because of COVID. You still got to take your pre-orders in September if you want to be putting products on the shelves in time for the holidays. So that's why we're here, and hopefully brands and retailers are finding each other as we speak. I haven't really been able to look up from my webcam, but I trust the gears of industry are turning behind us. Our first guest here is going to be Ron from Looptworks. Ron, I believe you're here. Let's take it away.
I am. Good morning, Dave, and everybody else in the Portland Supply Network. Glad to talk to you all today. Just give you a brief background on Looptworks. We started in 2009. Scott Hamlin is our founder and CEO, and we also in 2013 we were registered as a certified B Corp, so we're very proud of that, and we've been a B Corp since then. That stands for a lot of social and environmental values, which is very high on our list, obviously. Kind of our main premise when we started the company was to use textiles and leathers and excess products that already exist and not use any virgin products. So that's, our basic motto is to only use what only exists. So what we have done over the last 11 years is build a foundation out of taking excess textiles, which is probably 80% of our business, and creating new products. So that is called upcycling. So I think more people are getting familiar with upcycling, but we make a lot of different accessories, everything from backpacks and waist packs, pillows, all sorts of things for a lot of different channels, everything from the NBA. We're licensed with the NBA, so we're making stuff. Portland with the Blazers was our first pilot team to make products, so we do stuff for them in all 30 teams now. We work with the airline industry, which is certainly majorly impacted right now with COVID, so that's been hurt this year a lot, but we're working with them. We've done stuff with Southwest Airlines and Delta with their seat leathers, recovering lots of seat leather, lots of uniforms, and recreating new product out of that to sell back to them in their supply chain to be sold at retail, or some of it actually goes on our website. We have a direct-to-consumer site, which a lot of people can see at loopworks.com, where anybody can buy one-off pieces of MBA stuff, Southwest Airlines stuff, Delta, all of those kind of things. So we've evolved from upcycling into doing other services too. So what we're excited about now is getting more, our ultimate goal, the reason we're called Loopworks is circularity, and that is to do closed loop solutions. So we are doing that more and more, taking big brands, excess textiles, everything from t-shirts to create new t-shirts out of it. So we are getting to the point we can do full circular solutions with textiles and create new product from that, the exact same product. So that's a 360 solution. We're obviously doing a lot of upcycling still. And then the other thing we're doing a lot is downcycling. So we are, to avoid landfill, our whole goal with all of our clients is to keep their excess stuff out of landfills. And you wouldn't believe how much stuff goes into landfills all over the country. And so we're trying to capture that before that happens with a lot of big brands. And we can turn things into insulation materials. If we're not going to upcycle or close loop things, we can downcycle into insulation fibers. It could be turned into the automotive industry, into consumer products, all sorts of things in that process. So we're excited about that as well. So those are kind of our main services that we're doing. And we're also getting involved more in apparel. We have some apparel we do on our site that's all upcycled, high premium quality stuff. So we'll be rolling out more apparel in the future as well. So we're excited to do that. We're very pleased to be part of the whole Portland community here and pleased with being a B Corp. And it's exciting right now. It's been a crazy year with COVID. We've shifted a lot of our stuff to doing masks and PPE, which we never thought we would get into. And we're doing a lot of masks right now for individuals. You can buy them off our site, or for corporate brands, all those kind of things. We're customizing that kind of stuff as well. So we're trying to do our part with that, and also getting involved in donations of masks to certain nonprofits. So we've been doing that the last couple of months as well. So just trying to do our part in that whole arena. So
awesome. No, thank you. And I gotta say, I'm familiar with your stuff. I've been to your shop, and it's really, I think when people hear upcycled, I think you can think that it has kind of like a patchwork, like no two items are the same kind of look. While your branded stuff is very obviously branded, like you can tell that the Blazers stuff came from old Blazers jerseys. These are really, you wouldn't tell to look at them necessarily that these are reclaimed materials. They're very, very beautiful, consistent looking pieces that just happen to have very sustainably sourced materials. So I highly recommend to anyone who does apparel, accessories, check out Looptworks. It's really, I think, pretty incredible stuff. Not that I don't think everybody here is incredible, but I'm more familiar with your product than I am with a lot of others, and I'm consistently amazed at how good it looks.
Thanks, Dave. We really appreciate that. We have what's called our Loop for Life guarantee, and that's one of our things is we really stand behind our products. So, I mean, if stitching comes undone, anything happens, we take care of things, and we do get a lot of, top clients that really appreciate the quality of our products, and that's something we really stand behind. So we appreciate that.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ron from Looptworks. Come find him on Candid. Up next, I want to pass it over to Sensi Graves of Sensi Graves Swim. You're on. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Yeah, so I'm the founder of Sensi Graves Swim. We are a 1% for the Planet company based in Hood River. And so I am a professional kiteboarder. I started this line 8 years ago now, which is crazy, when I was 23 years old, because I couldn't find swimsuits that both stayed put while I was kiteboarding and surfing and being super active in the water, but were also really beautifully made and then also sustainably made. And so I decided, okay, I can't find this product. I'm going to design and make it myself. Today, we are produced in the US. We're made in LA, and we utilize recycled fabrics. So we utilize reclaimed fishing nets and recycled plastic bottles. We work with Reprieve Fabrics, which collects recycled plastic bottles, chops it up into little tiny pieces, extrudes the fiber into filament, and then that is made into fabric, which is really beautiful, soft. You can print on it, really amazing fabrics. There are one of our partners, and then EcoNil, which is based in Europe, and they reclaim fishing nets. They do nylon offcut, so they take all of that old nylon from the cutting floor, they chop it up into small pieces, kind of same type of thing, extrude the filament, and then make it into beautiful product that we then take and make into our swimwear. We are also, as I mentioned, a 1% for the Planet member, and so we donate 1% of our sales to environmental groups. We're also carbon neutral, so we offset all of the carbon that we produce as a brand through Climate Neutral, which is a super rad environmental group that you can buy carbon offsets with. And then we use all compostable packaging, so we don't use any plastic in our packaging, produced in the US, and then do all of these partnerships. So environmentalism is a core part of our business model. But more importantly, our business is about empowering women, and that is getting our athletes and better sponsorship deals, empowering women to get on the water, and empowering and encouraging an active and engaged lifestyle that gets our community members healthy and then more in touch with both their bodies and the environment. So it's this whole range of products. We do swimsuits, bikinis, one pieces, leggings, and rash guards to get, number one, our purpose of empowering women to get into water sports and encouraging this active, motivated, healthy lifestyle. And then number two, to create a sustainable and conscious consumer that is willing and excited to give back and really is appreciative of where their products come from. We're a very small business, but also where the products are going. And we actually just did a partnership with Looptworks to create bags out of old kiteboarding material. So that was a fun thing. So we haven't done apparel with them, but we just did this whole bag collaboration. So that is my brand in a nutshell. And we can just see a couple of our products. Everything's designed to stay put, as I mentioned, be really comfortable to wear under wetsuits, look beautiful and fantastic. We do all of our own print design in-house, and help our customers feel like rock stars when they're shredding. So that's the mission of the brand, and I'm excited to be part of this. So thank you so much. Absolutely.
No, thanks. Thank you. Your stuff is beautiful and performance. I go down to Hood River a fair amount and watch the downwinders and see just how important it is to have clothing that will stay on you and let you move freely, because it is it's a burly sport that you guys do.
Yeah. Hood River's amazing.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Sensi Graves from Sensi Graves Swim. Great products, great stories. Up next, we've got Gilad from CNOC. I believe I'm pronouncing it wrong. All of that. So
no, it's all almost correct.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Gilad from CNOC Outdoors. We actually don't make soft goods. I know it's less common in the industry. We make hiking gear, as simple as it comes, mainly hardware. We started with trekking poles that were made in China, and we did not like how that was going, so we stopped that line of products and we developed a water container, still sadly made in China, but a water container that is an answer to the various water container needed for backpacking filters. So if anyone has backpacked enough, you have your Sawyers and the Be Free, and there's a company called Hydro Blue that makes a filter, and they all have their own thread, which is highly annoying when you just change and update and sometimes share with other hikers. Don't share that much now, but usually you share with other hikers, and we wanted something that's more compatible with as many options as possible. And it has something that most containers don't have, and it's highly frustrating, which is a big opening at the top to scoop water.
Nice.
Something super simple, has a big opening on one side and a threaded end on the other. You just fill it with water and filter without much hustle. You would think that that's an obvious solution, but apparently it's not. So anyone who has a store probably has at least 2 customers a week that come in and ask, is there something with an opening? Is there something that doesn't burst on me?
Yeah. Oh, I think you got muted.
Yep. Sorry.
There we go.
The Vector had a different opinion. So that was our answer to that. We offer them in a variety of sizes and colors. It's not, sadly enough, it's not one of those sexy products that are easy to sell. They're kind of bread and butter of what stores are usually looking for. It's a $20 product. You just send it out with the customer as an add-on for pretty much any hiker that has been in. But for the last 2 years, we've been working on moving trekking pole production to the US. We just launched it a week and a half ago, made in the US trekking poles, fully carbon fiber, 4-season, and they made here. It's been quite a challenge to bring it to here, but it's been interesting, and it allows us to really have a finger on the production and the supply chain and making sure that everything is done well and correctly, which was a very interesting process. We're hoping to get the Vector to the US in some point as well. At the moment, we're working on a potential buyback program for the Vectors to keep them out of landfills. So that's our next big project. With we have a local recycler that might be able to get those from us and actually make them back into a raw material, since they're all made from TPU. So that's an exciting new new trail for us.
That's great. No, I as an outdoors person myself, yes, I've squatted in so many rivers, kind of furiously pumping my water pump, that the idea of just being able to sort of scoop and do it. And I love your gravity filter system is very cool.
I always say it's because I'm too lazy. So I found
Yep.
solutions to make sure that I stay lazy when I'm outdoors.
That's why we built this platform for online trade shows, was just sloth.
Exactly.
it all comes down to us not wanting to do
comfortable.
any more work. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. No, this is great. I definitely encourage people to check out the catalog on Candid. It's really good, useful stuff. And if you are in the market for this sort of thing, this looks like a very, very good approach to some very real problems. And so much of enjoying outdoors, I think, is treating yourself to the nicer stuff after you've kind of suffered the tough stuff. Get some good gear, and you'll just have such a better time. Yeah. Right on. Well, thank you so much, Gilad from CNOC Outdoors. Up next, our final presenter for the half hour, the maker of my high school Letterman jacket, their next generation, Dehen 1920. Welcome, Peter.
Hey, Dave. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you.
Beauty. Okay. Well, thanks so much for having me, and for having Dehen 1920 be a part of this. This has been really cool to learn about all these other brands and makers here in town. So very appreciative of letting us join in. So
absolutely. You're a little bit quiet. Is there any way you can turn up your volume?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Or
lift this up a little bit. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. Thanks.
Okay, great. I'll project for the people in the back. So yeah, like you said, the makers of your high school Letterman jacket, that's really where we got our start. We were founded in 1920 here in Portland, so this is our 100th year, and it's been a wild one, but it's been good. So we started as a knitting company, and our primary focus was varsity letter sweaters. So instead of the jacket like you have, it was something that looked a little more like this. So this one's from 1965 and still looks like something that we could have made today. So this is really kind of the DNA of Dehen 1920, and we still knit everything, all of our wool material, in our factory here in town. We've updated some things slightly, so this is something that you can get right off the shelf right now, a classic cardigan based on what would have been our varsity sweater of the past, and we've even got some updated nods to our varsity heritage. So this is kind of a brand new sweater that looks like the one I just showed you here from the 60s. We've also got a variation, our shawl sweater. So a little more understated. You can kind of wear this in a formal setting in place of a sport coat. Sewn in elbow patches in the back. You can kind of see the silhouette there. We also have a variation that we call the 2.0, which has got a little more interest, some accented buttonholes, and wax cotton for the elbow patches there. So Dave, like you mentioned, your varsity jacket, we still make them. We don't make them as much for the high schoolers anymore, but we do have kind of the very classic. This is our black and black varsity rolled collar, very handsome piece, classic. And because it's the 100th year, this is a specialty item that we're rolling out. C for Century Club, and some custom design on the back. We're only making 15 of these to start with, so a very specialty piece, but a nod to our athletic history and what we've been doing here for a long, long time.
Those are great. No, I'm intimately familiar with your product, but these look great.
In the 20s, like I mentioned, but in the 30s, we really got into motorcycle racing and that scene here in town. And there's actually a club here, a sweater club called the Flying 15s, based in Portland, that we've been making.
Did I lose you? Did I lose myself? Oh, there we go.
Well, that was bad timing. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I think that might have been on my end. Sorry. Yeah, you're back. We're back.
Oh, I think I'm back now.
Yeah,
sorry about
pick
that.
Pick up where you left off.
Perfect. So, no problem. So I don't know where we dropped out, but I was just talking about our history in the 1930s. We ended up actually getting into the motorcycle racing scene, and so that's a big part of our DNA as well. It's not just the varsity athletic history, but we do this traditional motorcycle sweater to be worn under a jacket. Got this long waistband to keep the air between your pants and your jacket, so keep your skin protected. Very, very classic piece, and something that we're really proud of as well. Yeah. No,
this is great stuff.
Yeah.
What's your what's your recommendation in terms of wholesaling? Do you have any minimums, any guidelines, like what tends to sell well to retailers?
Yeah, we've got definitely our cardigan. That's a big piece that we've had some success with on the wholesale level, and I think that's a great entry piece into a classic baseline and a real introduction to Dehen 1920. And we don't really have any minimums. We love working with shops of all sizes and creating relationships, learning about their customer and what might work best. We don't want to just sell as much as we can to a shop and have them not sell through anything. So we want to make sure it's the right fit.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Dehen 1920, just a lovely brand. That's not just the nostalgia talking. It's really quality stuff. And I know you've got some really, you've done a very good job, I think, of taking the history and updating it without losing it. I know that's a very difficult tightrope to walk. And I think that your collection very much pays homage to the past without being stuck by it. And it's just very Portland. So great. Thank you very much. That was our last brand for the A&O half hour. So I think we are going to take a quick break and we'll be back at 11 o'clock. And let's see, what does my schedule say is happening at 11? Jewelry. We've got a lot of great jewelry brands on Portland Supply. For anyone just tuning in, this is day 3 of 4 of the Portland Supply online trade show, brought to you by Open on Candid, the platform, and then curated by A&O Portland, who's a division of Prosper Portland, Portland Made, and Mercatus PDX. It's 100 Portland brands selling wholesale. They can't make it, none of us can make it to the real trade shows, so we're doing it online, made here, buyable anywhere. Come check it out at portland-supply.openoncandid.com. And we will be back in about 7 minutes with the jewels.